software, very popular software in research community, mendeley.com. Whatever research paper you have prepared in any format, for example, you have prepared a paper in nature format, in IEEE format, we have to convert it in Vancouver or Harvard or ABA. In a single click, we will be able to convert from one format to another format. Okay, so you can download the software from mendeley.com. So you can see download Mendeley reference management software. So it is available for different operating systems. So you can see for Windows 10 and above, for Mac, for Linux, and any number of papers can be integrated. There is no limit. Any number of papers can be attached. For example, you are writing a research paper. At back end of that research paper, there are 20, 30 references in PDF format. So with this software, we can link all of those PDFs, and then we will be able to work with it. This software I have already installed. Okay. One more benefit is there. So I will start a demonstration of Mendeley software very soon. Before starting the demonstration on Mendeley reference management software, we will see its some additional features. When we work with any research topic, many times we have to search for the literature. We have to search for different research papers. So Mendeley provides you a repository of research papers. So you can see that library of papers we can search. For example, I am working on machine learning and I need latest research papers related to this topic. So you can see that on related to machine learning, so many papers available. So for which year I want to take, so 2025, 2026, even those papers which are accepted for publication in 2026. Okay, so these papers are also available. Okay, so you can see that, and we can see how many citations are there, most cited. We can filter, we can sort these papers in terms of citations. Okay, so you can see that how many citations are there. If I want to take papers related to journals only, so you can see that I can filter it. So we can select that only journal based papers should be available rather than journals as well as conference proceedings or book chapters. Okay, so we can select. Okay, if I need those papers which are available as book chapter, so book section, book chapter, generic, or only papers related to conferences, so conference proceedings. So you can see that all of these are papers. Now this particular paper or multiple papers I will be able to add in my library. Add in my library means if I am writing a research paper related to machine learning or any research topic, so this paper will be used in my literature review. Okay, in my literature review I will be able to add it. So add to library, so you can see that it is added. So it will be automatically inserted in Mendeley software. Okay, so you can see crime analysis using computer vision, machine learning, add to library. Okay, so if I want to see its details on click of this paper at right hand side, I can read this paper very quickly. Okay, this is the abstract. So when we search for different research papers, very quickly, instantly, we can select whether this paper is of our work or not, whether this paper is concerned to our research work or not. So in very quicker way, we will be able to see it's abstract. Okay, it's abstract, it's keywords, get full text. On click of get full text, this full paper will be ready. Okay, so related to any topic, for example, I have wireless 5G, I want to take papers related to 5G networks. Okay, 2024 and 2023. Okay, only latest papers. So this is also a very important point. So we have to see latest paper. So you can see that this one, 5G wireless networks. If I want to use these papers in my Mendeley software, add to library, view PDF, you can see, add to library, and these papers will be added. Most cited or most recent papers we can search. So Mendeley software can be used as research paper repository also. Along with reference management, we can use it as a repository, as a particular portal from where we will be able to download the research papers. Okay. So if I want to take only those papers which are open access, we can select. Okay, only open access papers, only open access journals which are available freely. So you can see open access, view PDF, circuits for 5G, RF front end modules, get full text, add to library. So open access journals means which are not subscription based, which do not ask for any payment. Okay, we will be able to download those papers without any payments. So you can see highly cited papers. Very quickly we'll be able to see. Now we will see how to use this software for our research work, how to manage different types of papers and their corresponding citations. Okay, citations or reference format. So this software, again, I'm coming to this link. So this software you will be able to download. This Mendeley software I have already downloaded in my system. Okay, so this is the software. Okay, so to save time, I have already downloaded this software in my system, and this is the dashboard. This one is the dashboard. This is the working panel of Mendeley software. Okay, Mendeley desktop. It will be downloaded as Mendeley desktop. When you will open this software, so you can see that after downloading it, you will be able to open like any other software. Okay, so Mendeley desktop, and you will open it, and this is the working panel. This is the dashboard of Mendeley software. Now we will see how to work with this particular software and how to link it with MS Word, because generally we prepare our research papers in Word format. Okay, even if we are working on thesis or dissertation, we work in MS Word. So as soon as we open this particular software, we have to install two plugins. It is extensible software. We can extend its features. See this very carefully. We are working on step by step process. Once you download this software, you will have to come to this particular link, this particular menu, tools. In tools menu, you will have to install these two plugins. One is web importer, second is MS Word plugin. If you will not install these two plugins, we will not be able to link web pages to our MS Word, or we will not be able to link our MS Word with Mendeley software. I'm repeating this point. What is use of web importer? Web importer means if I want to use some online resources in my research paper, generally what happens, for example, so I'm giving you one example. Okay, for example, I'm working on wireless networks, wireless 5G. Okay, I want to give some statistics. So this one is the uh, news. Okay, so just randomly I have opened one web page. Now I want to use some data. For example, this particular data I want to use in my research paper, that Geo's 5G network is having this much subscribers. Okay, so we are opening it. So for example, this one, I am telling you about web importer of Mendeley Software. So in this way, for example, I want to use this line. Okay, at the end of financial year 2025, 85% market share of 5G will be with Geo. Okay, I want to use this one, this particular data, this particular news in my research paper. If I want to use this, so obviously if I am giving this news in my research paper, okay, for example, this particular content I want to use in my paper. This is my MS Word. Okay, I'm opening MS Word, and for example, this particular content I am taking. Okay, so we will write it in our own language, obviously, otherwise it will be in plagiarism. Okay, but major point is that what is the source of this particular data. For example, this one is the content, this particular content I want to use. Generally what we use, we copy this link and we write in references in this way. We write in references in this way. This is not the appropriate way to use online resource as a reference. If I want to use this online link in my reference, I will have to use web importer. Okay. Again, for example, some other news, any other news or any other content we want to use. For example, this one. Okay. I want to use in my research paper some particular content like this one. Okay, for example, this particular line I want to use in my research paper. This is the link. So classical way, what we do, we simply copy here. In classical way we copy, and we copy this link here and paste. This is not the appropriate way. This is not the appropriate method for citation of online resources. If I want to use online resources, web news, online news, in that case I will have to link web importer. So web importer, so this web importer I have already integrated in my Chrome. So this is Chrome. Okay, so you can see that this is web importer. Whether you are using Firefox, Opera, or Chrome, or any other web browser, you will be able to link Mendeley software with your Chrome. Okay, so in this way, your web pages will be attached. Okay, web pages, online resources will be attached with your Chrome, and as far as this particular thing is concerned, this particular process is concerned, PDFs, for PDF we will use Mendeley. Okay, so this one. So after installation of web importer and MS Word plugin, after that what we have to do? After installation of web importer and MS Word plugin, so these two steps are mandatory. Okay, you will have to install. Simply click on web importer, it will be installed. So simply click here and you can see that available. Okay, get web importer for Chrome. Okay, now we will see how to use Mendeley software and how to link different PDF files. For demonstrations, for explanation of this particular tool, I am downloading some papers from Google Scholar. Okay, just for demonstration, I am taking some papers, for example, related to wireless communication, energy. Okay, so this paper I am downloading, and I will show you how to link it with your Mendeley software. For example, this is the paper. This paper we want to use in our references. So I will download it. So download this file on desktop, save. And in similar way, any number of files you will be able to download. In same way, for example, this file I want to download, and this is second file that we want to use in references. So on click of this, so for demonstration, I have downloaded two files, two research papers. So this is first research paper. Okay, I am opening it. This is first paper we are opening, and we will integrate in our Mendeley software. So this one is the paper. I want to use it in my references. In same way, second paper. So you can see that this one, this is second paper. Okay, for demonstration, two papers I am using, and other papers I have linked from Mendeley library. Okay, other papers we have already linked from our library. Okay, so this is our Mendeley software. Now what we will do here, we will simply right click, okay, or we will click on this add files. At top left, you can see this link, this particular button. Okay, this option is available, add. So which papers I want to use? For example, I want to use these two papers in my research paper as references. So select these two files and enter. These two files are added here. Okay, any number of files can be added. So you can see on right click you can add multiple files. Okay, or you will be able to use from here. So add files, add folder. If you are having multiple research papers, so many research papers in a folder, you will be able to add from this option, add folder. Okay, or add files. If I click here on add folder, it will ask you for a particular folder where all research papers are available. Now, two papers I have added, some papers I have inserted from Mendeley library. Okay, so for example, some papers I want to add from Mendeley library. Okay, for two papers I have uploaded, few papers I want to add from this library. For example, these papers related to wireless 6G. Okay, so you can see that work is also going on 6G networks. So this paper, okay, unleash the potential of sixth generation wireless networks. Add to library. Okay, so it's up to you whether you want to download and then you want to add, or you want to add from here itself. So add to library. Now it will be added. So unleash the potential. I will verify whether it is available in that Mendeley or not. So you will see that this particular paper will be available here. Okay, so this is the complete list. That particular paper will be available. Otherwise, you will be able to sync. So sync. This option is available. Sync your library with Mendeley Web. So as soon as you will sync those papers which you have added from Mendeley, it will be available here. So you can see that this is the online link. So these are the papers. So these so many papers we have added. Now, if I want to filter this particular data, if I want to check this particular data, So it can be added. For example, on click of this, I want to see its abstract. So at right hand side, you can see its abstract is available. Very quickly we are able to see what is the abstract, what is DUI number. For example, this paper I want to see, at right hand side we will be able to check. Okay. Okay, so this one. So very quick details, very quick glance on each paper can be done using this option. Otherwise, if I want to read abstract of every paper, in that case I will have to open every paper separately. So rather than opening every paper separately, simply on click I will be able to see at right hand side what is the abstract, which are the keywords. Okay. If I want to sort all of these papers in descending order or ascending order, for example year wise I want to see, so you can see at top I want to see how many papers are related to some particular year. Okay, so you can see edit settings, so different other settings can be done. So find by authors, find by tags, find by publications or keywords. Okay, view. So it's, so by what is the default format? Okay, library as table. So you can see that view library as table. If I want to see the research papers in tabular format, so these are the papers. I want to check how many papers are related from which particular year, so click on this year. So I can see that in year 2024 2024 around 6 to 7 papers are available. Related to year 2023, only two papers are given. So these are two papers related to 2023. Related to 2022, only two papers are available. Okay, 29, 2019. So you can see that two papers. So we can verify, we can very quickly verify how many papers are available from which particular year, and it is mandatory task. This is very very important task. When you go for literature review, in previous session you might have covered literature review. When we go for literature review, we should be sure, we must be sure that papers should be consistent. There should be consistency in the papers. Consistency in the papers means equal number of papers should be available from multiple years. Almost equal number of papers. What is meaning of almost equal number of papers? For example, so I am opening Notepad for your explanation, for description. Okay. So here, okay, I am explaining this particular part that is very very important. Here and papers. So you can note down it separately in Excel sheet. Year and papers. For example, 2025, 2024, 2023, 2022. Okay, it is so only for demonstration. So this part I have written. For example, 2025 zero papers. 2024, for example, six papers, two papers, and two papers. This is not a good approach. Okay, papers in references. This is not a good approach. Equal number of papers should be available, almost equal number of papers. Currently we are in year 2025, so in whatever domain I am working, your expected number of papers should be equal. For example, 2025 10 papers, 2024 10 papers. Okay, in this way, rather than, so it should not happen that six papers from 2024, zero papers from 2025. It means if I am doing research in this way, that there is no paper from year 2025, it means no work is done in this area in current year. Currently we are in May. Today is 6th May. 6th May means 5 months. So, okay, in 2025, 5 months, no work is done in this area. How it is possible? There is no publication in this area. So this thing should be noted down. Equal number of papers, equal number of papers, or almost equal number of papers from each year should be available. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, it should not be happen that if it should also not happen that from year 2025 10 papers, 2024 1 2 papers, 1 and then 8 papers, and then, or this one 0 papers, and 2021 you have taken how many papers? For example, you have taken 15 papers. So this is also bad approach. This is again a very bad approach of literature review, that 15 papers from 2025, 2021, 8 papers from 2022. There is no paper from 2023. It means there is no work done in this area in 2023. So it is also fine. So 8 papers, 6, 7, 5, 6, and this is also fine. Okay, it looks genuine, it looks authentic. Okay, it doesn't mean that 8 papers from all years, 10 papers from all years. Okay, but this is bad approach. This is very very bad approach. Okay, this thing is okay. 8, 7, 10. This thing can be justified that in a particular year we have taken selected number of papers, and quality papers we have taken, rather than downloading the papers haphazardly. Okay, so this is manageable. This is okay, but this is not okay. This is not fine. Okay, this is not a good approach. So almost equal number of papers you can take. For example, this one. Okay, 9, 7, 5, 10, and this is also fine. It also looks genuine that in a particular year less work was done. For example, 2020, 2020, that was the time of COVID. So we can say that at the time of COVID, there were very less publications and very less work was done in that particular area or in every area. So that is justifiable, that is manageable, that can be convinced. Okay, because of COVID. But in this, if we are giving only one paper in 2023, there is no COVID, there is no problem. So why we have taken only one paper? So in that case we have to take this one. So it should be in this way. Now we will see, after taking equal number of papers from multiple years, how to use it. Okay, so I will not add papers from 2025. Okay, you can do it yourself. Okay, it was only for explanation, it was only for justification, or just to make you clear how to add multiple number of papers. Okay, so for example, some papers you have taken from 2025, 2024, and so on, from last 10 years. Okay, and this is also very important approach. Around 10 years data we have to take, rather than only 5 years data. Okay, or 30 years data. This is also very bad approach. For example, I am doing literature review on wireless network. My literature review is spanning to 40 years or 50 years, since second world war. Okay, I am giving data of wireless network from second world war to now. So we can do that, but it is possible only if I am taking 200, 300 papers in literature review. I am repeating this point. If I am taking data for literature review from second world war, in that case, in my references, 300, 400, or 200 papers should be available. It should not happen that I am having in total 20 papers, and my area and my span of literature review is 50 years. So how it is possible that in 50 years we are taking only 20 papers in reference? Okay, so this thing should be done very carefully. So after taking this all of these papers, now we will see how to attach it with MS Word. So now I am working with MS Word, and we will see how to link with Mendeley software. So this is my MS Word. So I am placing it in this way. Is this visible and clear to all participants? Kindly confirm so that I come to know that you are getting the content properly.
हाँ गौरव क्लियर, गौरव क्लियर।
Everything fine, sir?
हाँ बिल्कुल ठीक है, गौरव क्लियर है, प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
Ji. Okay. Now, dear participants, this is my MS Word, and at back end in back I am having Mendeley Software. Okay. Now we will see how to use these papers. So these are some papers, 2025 papers in literature that I have added, and I want to create a research paper. I want to write something. So this particular domain is related to wireless networks and blockchain. So as when we started this session, I was covering to install this particular web importer and MS Word plugin. As soon as you will install this MS Word plugin, this toolbar will be available in MS Word in references. So you can see that this is MS Word, and so I'm zooming it. So this is MS Word and references. So this is this is Mendeley plugin. Insert citation, open Mendeley, insert bibliography. But
गौरव ये बड़ा हो सकता है, गौरव ये बड़ा हो सकता है ऊपर वाला
uh,
पोर्शन।
actually, sir, this is default. It is available by default. Okay, so I am showing you with magnifier. I'm showing you with this magnifier. So this is the screen magnifier. Is this visible, sir? So you can see that this one in references. As soon as you will install Mendeley MS Word plugin, you will get this option, this particular panel in MS Word. Okay. Now you will see how to use it. Now I want to write something. For example, I want to write, okay, this one, okay, wireless networks are getting huge prominence nowadays in assorted segments, including smart cities. Okay, just randomly I'm typing something, e-governance, IoT, and many others. Okay, for example, this is the content I have written. Now this one is references. Okay, so it is only for demonstration. For example, this is my introduction or whatever it is. Now I want to give references to some particular content, to this particular content. Very first point that we should be very clear that that is done, one very common mistake that is done by most of the new researchers, giving references at end of the sentences. For example, this sentence, okay, so I'm taking some particular content. For example, this particular content I'm taking, okay, or any specific, okay, it is only for demonstration, that's why I'm copying, so that I can show you something. Okay, it is only for demonstration. So this one, and now, what is the major issue? What is major mistake that is done by new researchers? New researchers give references in this way. Completion of this sentence, this is first reference. Completion of second sentence, this is the reference. Third sentence, this is reference. This is not the correct approach. Or many times we have seen that references are given at end of the paragraph in this way. This is also not a good approach to give references. What is the correct way of give reference? What is correct way of give citation? If I am giving reference here, for example, classically, in classical way, I am giving reference here at end of the sentence. It means that I am the originator or researcher of wireless networks. but I am not the researcher. I am not originator of wireless network. I have not discovered wireless network. Okay, we are only user, we are only researcher. We are not giving reference to smart cities, we are not giving reference to e-governance. It means this is not a good approach. I'm repeating this point. Whatever term, whatever technology, whatever algorithm you are using, we must give their reference. If this is my content, this is my paragraph, then reference should be given to wireless network, smart cities, e-governance, and IoT also. If I am not giving reference to IoT, it means I have developed IoT. Okay, so we will see how to give references using Mendeley. So I want to give first reference to wireless networks. So wireless network cursor is here. Now I will click on insert citation. This option will be available only if Mendeley MS Word plugin is installed. So click. Now you can see this. Now I will search for the papers which are discussing or explaining about this topic. Wireless. Okay, now which paper I want to use out of these?
गौरव बड़ा हो सकता है ये साइज जो भी आप दिखा रहे हो?
Sir, these are by default available. This is
अच्छा
by
ठीक है.
default. I can use magnifier. Okay, with magnifier I can show you. So this is this one. Okay, just a minute. These are by default available here. So open insert citation. So you can see that this one. Click insert citation on which paper I want to see. Wireless networks. Now out of these so many papers, so all of these papers are discussing, all of these papers are explaining about wireless technology. So which paper I have to use? Now here also we have to see, we have to decide out of so many papers which paper I should use in reference. So generally oldest research paper, oldest paper. So this paper from 2016, this paper 2013, 2009. Okay, it is only for demonstration, it is only for demonstration. I am taking this paper, 2009 paper, and okay. Now you can see this one is added here. This one is added here. Now I want to give reference to smart cities. Space. Insert citation. I will see in which paper smart city is given. For example, this paper I want to use. Click. Okay. So you can see bracket 1, bracket 2. Now this is in Vancouver format. Which style is there? Vancouver format. I want to convert it in IEEE format. Okay, style IEEE. Now it is an IEEE. Harvard. In Harvard, author name, comma, year. Now where are the references? I want to see the detailed references, complete reference. Okay, so this is the reference, and here I will click on insert bibliography. So this is the link. So this particular panel is collectively available. Insert bibliography. As soon as I will click on insert bibliography, so this particular these details will be available here. So you can see that this one. Okay, we can change its font size. This one. Okay, so these two papers. One, now I want to add 5G network. So you will see that automatically third paper will be added. So insert in references, insert citation. I want to see which papers are related to 5G. Okay, 5G papers. So these are the papers I want to use. This paper. This, click OK. Now you will see automatically third reference will be added. So this is 3 and 3. This third paper is added automatically. Now this is in IEEE format. I want to use Vancouver format. So that's what we were discussing in initial point when we started this session. If we have a thesis of 200 pages, if we have a thesis of 500 pages, then it is very difficult to convert from one format to other format. Okay, so I want to convert to Harvard format. Click here and Harvard format. Click on Harvard. Now you can see that complete list of reference and citation is converted to Harvard format. Now same I want to convert to Nature format or Vancouver format. Click on Vancouver and now you can see Vancouver format. So no need to check for page number, no need to check for volume issue. In IEEE you might have seen that we have to write journal name of the journal in italics. We have to give DOI number. Okay, so in this way, APA, I want to give in APA format. I want to specify in Chicago format. Automatically it is converted. Now I want to convert to IEEE format. Now automatically it is added. How much it is easy directly. Okay, now we will see one more thing. For example, I want to add a news as we were discussing in web importer. I want to add some news. Okay, see this process very carefully. News. Okay, 5G news. For example, this particular data, a particular data we want to use. Any particular data we can take. Okay, for example, this one is the data. This particular data I want to use. Okay, it is only for demonstration. For example, this line I want to use in my paper. I have pasted here. I have pasted that line. Now I want to give reference to this particular content. This is an area. Okay, now I want to, so this particular content I have taken from a website. This content I have taken from a website. So I am placing it in red color. This content I have taken from a website. From which website? From this website. Generally what we do, you might have seen, generally people copy this link and paste. Generally new researchers copy this link and paste in this way. This is not the correct way to use citation of websites, reference of website. I want to use reference of this with Mendeley. So for that what I will do, so this is the website that I want to link with my Mendeley. So this Mendeley web importer is available. So you can see that this one. So this is same content. Tejas network completes BSNL 5G 4G gear. So this is same. So you can see that with Mendeley. So I'm repeating this point. As soon as you will install web plugin. So it is available here. You can see Mendeley Web Importer. On click of this Mendeley Web Importer, this is the website. Tejas Networks for 4G, 5G gear networks. Okay, click Add to Mendeley. Okay, Add to Mendeley. This particular website will be added in your Mendeley software. I want to verify sync. This is Mendeley and sync. So you will see that it will be available. So at bottom you can see this one. Tejas network completes BSNL 4G 5G. It means, so this is the latest. For example, in our research paper, we want to show, we want to describe that BSNL is also working on 4G and 5G network. Okay, in future work, in abstract, in introductory part, we want to show that BSNL, government companies, government agencies, they are also working on this particular segment. So that we can take another news, for example, this one. we want to take example of geo. Okay, 5G network related to geo. Okay, so or 6G, we want to work on 6G also. Okay, so 6G technology solutions I want to use in my research paper, that geo is working on 6G. Okay, so copy, for example, this content I want to use here, this is related to geo. The second paragraph is related to BSNL. This particular paragraph is related to BSNL. This particular paragraph is related to Geo. Now, I want to use in my research paper this particular website. Rather than copying this URL, what I will do, I will come to this particular web importer, this Mendeley web importer. You can see that 6G technology solutions by Geo. Click, okay, click add to Mendeley. Now we are adding the websites, add to Mendeley. Now it will be added to Mendeley. We will come to Mendeley software and sync. This is our Mendeley software and sync. We will go for synchronization. Sync at bottom you can see that 6G technology solutions by Geo. Now I will add, now we will use it. For example, I want to use here related to BSNL. Okay, references, insert, citation, BSNL. So you can see that this is same news that I have taken from my website. Tejas Network complete BSNL 4G 5G delivery. Okay, so you can see that this is, so what is the title? What is title of that website? Tejas Network completes BSNL 4G 5G network delivery. Automatically third number is inserted. What is the on which date we have accessed, this is important, on which date we have accessed this website. Today is 6th May. 6th May, this is online resource. So you can see that this one, this is the thing. So today is 6th May, this one 6th May. What is, whether it is available online or offline? So you can see that it is online. Now I want to use reference of geo. Insert citation, I will search for geo, whatever news I have taken, geo. So you can see 6G technology solutions by geo. Click ok. Automatically 5 number is inserted. So you can see that 6G technology, this one available from which website we have copied. Okay, accessed 6th May. This is online and available on which website is available, it is available here. Okay, and where is the news, where is the data, this one. So in this way what we can do, we can go for content creation along with proper citation. So after that we can make it uniform in this way. Okay, in same way, for example, I want to use some other news. For example, I want to give for VI. Okay, or I want to go for give some news 6G network, that Airtel is also working on 6G network. Okay, so this one. So we can come to news. I want to cite news also. Okay, so this one, or this particular news. I want to show in my paper that Airtel is also working on 6G network and some particular content. For example, this content I want to use. Okay, and I want to give reference of this paper. Actually, it is not a paper; it is a website. I want to give reference of this content. So this content we have taken. Now I will come to web importer. This Mendeley web importer. So you can see 6G network. So this is same. So this is same title. You can see that 6G network transforming communication in India by 2020 by 2030. Okay. So add to Mendeley, and now in Mendeley what we will do, we will sync. Now it is synced. At bottom you can see that 6G transformation, and here I want to give a reference. So as soon as I will give reference, so currently you can see only 5 references are there. Now sixth reference I want to give. Okay, in references, insert citation. So you can see Airtel, I am searching for the Airtel. So which paper or which blog, which website is discussing about this particular news. Okay, so you can see that automatically sixth number reference is added. 6G network transforming communication by 2030, accessed 6th May. So 6th May. So today is 6th May, and that corresponding reference. Okay, so in this way we can work with references. Okay, any number of references. So major part is that we have to install these two plugins. Okay, web importer. If we will not install web importer, then websites will not be accessible. For example, I want to use a real time statistics. There are so many statistics portal for references, and now I will show you how to use those statistics portals. Okay, for research, for literature review, you can use these portals. Statista. Many times we have to give a particular content in form of statistics. For example, I'm writing one abstract, I'm writing introduction on malware. My area of research work is related to malware detection, to viruses. In that case, what we can do? In that case, we can use Statista software. For example, virus or ransomware. I want to use some particular data related to ransomware or wireless network. Okay, so you can see that some particular data related to wireless networks. So Statista. So you will get very good statistics from this portal, and you will be able to use it. For example, some particular data related to viruses. Okay, so you can see that, or ransomware. We can add it in that particular portal. So you can see ransomware, most detected ransomware. So you can see that this is the data. For example, I want to use this graph. I want to use this graph in my research paper. This particular content I want to use in my research paper. Definitely, I will have to give its reference. For that, we have to specify, we have to link it with Mendeley web importer. Okay, so you can see that so many other statistics available on statista.com. Okay, cyber attacks. If our research work is related to this one, for example, I want to use this particular data. This one is the content. Okay, I want to use this content in my research paper. Okay, so copy. For example, here I want to use, but what is the reference? Obviously I will have to give its reference. Okay, but to link with its reference, to attach this particular content with my references, I will come to Mendeley web importer. So you can see Mendeley web importer. So you can see that here, global cyber attacks in industries, Mendeley web importer is available. Click add to Mendeley. I want to use this graph in my research paper. I want to use this content in my research paper. Okay, so obviously print screen, I will take this particular content. Okay, this we have taken, and you can see that we have used it. But what is the reference? Reference we have to give. For reference, we will come to this one, add to Mendeley, and after adding to Mendeley, I will come to Mendeley software and sync. You can see synchronization, sync. Now sync. Global cyber attacks, it is added here, global cyber attacks. And now I want to give this screenshot, I want to give this particular graph or reference. So for that, what I will do, I will come to this one, space, insert citation. So you can see that this one is the platform, global cyber attacks from Statista. Okay, Statista, you can see, click here and okay. Now you can see citation is added here. This is same website that I have just shown you. This is same website, statista.com/statistics, and this is the number. Online, accessed on 6th May 2025, online, global cyber attacks, and this is the screenshot. This is the data. Okay, so here what we can do, we can give it figure 1. Okay, in this way, figure 1, cyber attacks. Okay, and statistical analysis. Here, in same way, we can give reference. Okay, statista, click OK. Automatically citation is added 7. I want to convert it in Harvard format. Okay, Harvard. Now you can see it is converted to Harvard format. I want to convert it in IEEE. In IEEE, it is available. So in this way, we can prepare complete research papers. So lots of portals available, lots of websites available. Statista is one of that very prominent portal for data analytics. Okay, so digital trends, for example, you want to work on smart cities, because when we work on wireless technologies, smart cities are also used. Smart cities and statistics. Okay, so you can see that this one, daily data, climate change. Okay, so all of these statistics available. If I want to take data related to mobile phones, okay, so this one, this particular data, any of these you will be able to take. For example, I want to take this particular data. Okay, take this screenshot. We want to take this particular data. Okay, copy. But with this particular portal, I want to give some reference. So Mendeley web importer. So you can see that mobile phone users, statista, click here, add to Mendeley. Now I will come to Mendeley software, synchronization. At bottom you can see this one, and here we will be able to use. So this one, and here I will give its reference. For example, statista. So you can see mobile phone users, this one. So which particular paper I want to use. So this one, in this way. So this is online resource. So 8 links. So finally we will be able to convert it in a common format, in a standard format, in this way. Okay, you can give introduction in this way, and your paper will be ready with citation. After that, you will be able to work on plagiarism analysis, plagiarism removal. In next session, if possible, I will show you how to remove plagiarism, how to remove AI plagiarism, all of those parts. Okay, so in this way, we will be able to work on this. Any number of papers you will be able to add. For example, here I want to give one more reference. So currently we are having 8 references. Okay, 8 references. I want to convert it in some other. For example, this paper is ready or this thesis is ready. I want to convert it in Harvard format in a single click. So this is a complete list in a single click. So you can see Harvard format, citation available, reference available. I want to convert in Chicago format. So on click of Chicago, if I want to convert it in APA format, so this is APA format. In engineering, in science, generally we use IEEE or nature. Okay, IEEE, in IEEE bracket 1, bracket 2, square bracket we use. Okay, these are 8 references. If I want to give multiple references here, for example, I want to give 2 to 3 references with this. So wireless. So this one, okay, okay. So you can see that here one more reference I want to give. So no need to worry about numberings. Numberings will be taken care by Mendeley itself. Formatted citation. Here also, here, for example, I want to give reference to TCS. Okay, whatever news is there with TCS, insert citation. I will see in which paper technology or some particular content is given. This. Now, previously we were having only 8 references, and now you can see 11 references. Okay, all of these papers, all of these content are integrated. Okay, so you will be able to work on this multiple number of papers. For example, I want to add here 8 number reference, but 8 number reference is next. In case of manual process, you might have seen that if I put here 8 reference, then obviously 8 will become 9, 9 will become 10, and it is a manual process. Rather than working on manual transformation, what we can do, we can go for modification. We can go for insertion of content, insertion of this particular citation with Mendeley. So as soon as I will put 8 here, 9, 8 will become 9, 9 will become 10 automatically, and references will be changed. So insert citation, for example, I am giving this reference. Okay, now you can see this is 8, and it becomes 9 automatically. 9 becomes 10 automatically. So I have not done 8, 9, 10. In manual process, we have to do it automatically, we have to do it manually. Okay. Rather than working on manual process, rather than working on manual transformation, for example, I want to give one reference here, one new paper I have added. In that case, what I have to do, this one will be converted to 2, 2 will be changed to 3, and so on. Rather than that, I will use Mendeley software, and it will do everything automatically. So add, so you can see that this one will become 2 automatically. This one, previously it was 1, previously it was 2, previously it was 3 and 4 respectively. So we have not changed it manually, it is done automatically. So how many references we want to add? Any number of references. If I want to use Harvard format or nature format, so you can see on click of nature, so in nature we use superscript. Okay, so this is the nature format, bullets. So I have not done this superscript or subscript. I want to convert it in IEEE format, so IEEE format, and now you can see it is done. Okay, so in this way you will be able to work with it. If you have any query, you can ask. Session is open for your queries. If you have any query, you can ask. Any query?
So गौरव, या यस गौरव, मैं पार्टिसिपेंट को कहना चाहता हूँ